Hello, and welcome along to episode 154 of the Don McKaylee sponsored A View from Section C. Before we get started, we are going to introduce the show. This is our third attempt at starting the show this week because our special guest fucked it up, and then I fucked it up. So welcome back. Welcome back from the little break that we did have. Senior, how has your break been?
It's been good. It's been good. People, you know what? People are going to be looking at this thinking, what have they been up to that the two of them are pissing themselves laughing as the show started?
Honestly,
yeah, I'm good, Junior. There's been a lot going on, but I'm excited about this one. We've got a guest on for our first one back after the end of the season. Yeah, it's somebody that we've obviously tried to get on before.
Things happen. You didn't get them on.
Things happen. We couldn't get them. But the good news is we've managed to get them now.
Yes, I've heard that he's wanted to come on the show. You've said it as well. Someone that he's played with has said he's wanted to come on the show. But
and the worrying thing is we might have a lot of stories. That might be
fun. We will. But before we get into that part, he will be kicking off a new season for us coming into the show. It's all about the Rockets today. This guy's a new signing for the Dundee Rockets. We will touch on stuff previously from his previous hockey life later on, but obviously today is all about the Rockets and this new signing. So without further ado, we'll look to bring him in. It is none other than former Dundee Stars and Dundee Rockets' newest signing. I don't know if he's getting the same number, but I hope he is. It's number 15. It is Craig Garrigan. Gaz, welcome along to the show.
First of all, I want to say sorry for the first mistakes, but no, thank you for having me on. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
We're good, mate. We're good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm enjoying my time off. I've had a couple of holidays and I've been back working, so just enjoying some downtime.
Oh, see that end bit, back working.
Yeah. My dad's going to be back working, so yeah, it's good though.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're back working, but you did say before we came on the show that we managed to get you a half day today. So
yeah,
that's got to be a bonus for a Friday having a half day.
Yeah, it's my dad's good for that. So you let me off. Sometimes he even lets me off for golf, but that's I'm really pushing it. Yeah, so that's good.
Outstanding. But yeah, welcome along, Craig. As you say, with one of your former teammates has told Senior previously that you've been dying to get on the show. I don't think there's been a lot of people dying to get on this show, other than Andy McCartney and Dean Flint. They're about the only two that messages me every month. Can we come back on the show? But yeah, great to have you along. As I say, we've tried to get you on for years now. But yeah, it's good to have you. But we'll talk Stars later on. The first thing we need to talk about is you are the Rockets' latest signing. So 3 players announced: Dennis, Rio, and yourself. And I'll tell you, that's some fucking line if that is
it's the line.
It's
the line and a half. Wow.
But how did the signing come about? Obviously, you decided you were going to retire. I kind of feel like in the Ben O'Connor of this season that you've retired from hockey and then you've signed for another team, but retired from professional ice hockey. How did signing for the Rockets come about?
Yeah, so first of all, with the Stars, the plan was to retire from professional hockey. So I just thought it was the right time to start working full time, start our next chapter in life. Me and India are going to be getting married and all these kind of things. So, I'm going to have to start working a full-time job for that. So I wanted to be done with the Stars before I even decided what I was going to do hockey-wise. Obviously, Rockets was always in my mind because that's the next team in Dundee. I wasn't going to go anywhere else. I wasn't going to travel for hockey because I've done enough to travel with the Stars. So, yeah, so... no, I'm really good friends with Stuart, Rab, and obviously I know near enough all the guys in the Rockets team. So whenever I've been at Stuart's guard, he's kind of nudged me and he's like, over the Rockets, over the Rockets. So no, it was an easy decision coming to the Rockets. And I've came to watch, well, I went to watch the semi-final, the final, the last weekend. And I think I watched their game against Edinburgh at home when it was like overtime.
Yeah.
So it's been a good standard of hockey, especially against the Edinburgh teams. Against Whitley, I saw them. They look like a good team. So, no, I'm kind of looking forward to it because I'll get to play with, players that I grew up with and get to play with them again.
Yeah,
good.
You say that about the travel that you've done your traveling, but there is going to be a Sunday night down to Dumfries in there. Right? It's a guarantee. The away game's going to be a Sunday night, and
yeah.
Well, to be fair, we were down seeing friends, but I've done it twice this season. One of them I drove back the same night, and I was like, oh, I really didn't miss them all. Senior used to do the driving because I was a lot younger at the time, and Craig, you'll maybe even remember this from watching the Stars back in those days. But oh my god, it was fucking brutal a Sunday night travel down to Dumfries and back.
Yeah, it's but what's the furthest? Are we Whitley? What is it? 2.5 to?
Yeah,
2.5 to Solway.
2.5 to Dumfries, and probably three and a bit to maybe Whitley Bay.
See, that's that. I feel like obviously Dumfries is far for a Scottish team, but like that would generally feel like nothing when I'm traveling. I feel because bear in mind we were traveling back the same day at the Stars as well, so I don't know. I'm just used to not having to the Cardiff trips and the Guildford trips. I'm just glad I don't have to do them anymore.
And I think the fixtures will be a lot more player friendly as well, to be honest, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like as you say, and I've always argued about this when they moved the home games on a Sunday to 5:00. I got the reasoning behind it, but if I was a player, I'd have been pissed at that. Especially if, for example, if you're in Cardiff on a Saturday night, you have to get back and you're playing regardless whoever it is at 5:00, and you have to be at the rink for 3:00 in the afternoon. That must have been an absolute killer.
Well, that's the thing. We get back, so see, even if we play like even Belfast isn't as far as the other ones, but because you can't get by the time the game finishes, the next ferry is the late ferry, and so it's about a 2-hour ferry over. Is another 3-hour drive back to Dundee. We get back at the rink about 5:00 in the morning, and then 6 o'clock from Cardiff on a Saturday game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we've got to be at the rink for 3:00 at least, no later. You know what I mean? So people think, oh, you still get a decent sleep, but we're not sleeping in all the way through then. Like guys need to get up and feed themselves, eat. You got to be doing stuff. So it is tough, but
it'll be a lot easier. And I know that the Rockets have got Whitley Bay, the travel down the A1, which is always a nightmare, Solway. But apart from those, they're within like an hour and a half or maybe say 2 hours max, and it'll be a lot easier for all the players, and especially as you say, you're back working, and it's no hockey's your life, but it's not your career now. As you say, you've got weddings to start looking forward to, and things like that. And you're back working full time. Your old man will not let you off.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's it. Like going to the Rockets, I want to obviously treat it as professionally as I can, but we've got to remember it's not a professional setting, and you know what I mean. Work does come first. You know what I mean. So,
and I think that you said that there as well, Craig, and from speaking to the guys and even speaking to Jeff last season, we had touch on the show that it isn't professional. It is. You say amateur, it is kind of almost like semi-professional now. You've got imports in there who are working, but they're playing, and some of them are obviously just playing. But the Rockets set up from what I've seen kind of behind the scenes and stuff, and you'll have seen it from the awards night last week. It almost is like a professional setup, that club now, and what they're doing for the players, even the travel and stuff. Back in the day, SNL, it was always you jumped in your cars as a group of guys and travelled over to wherever. but you see that Rockets, even Edinburgh now, they're getting buses to every game, and it's trying to make it that bit more easier for players. The league is stepping up massively from what it was back in the Comets, Tigers, even the Camperdown Stars days.
I know. I've been hearing good things like the Rockets guys, what they've been doing. Like you said, the awards night. They were all suited and booted. I had no idea because I got asked to come along. I had no idea what the dress code was. Turned up in jeans and a t-shirt. I was like, I look like an idiot. But no. But
to
again,
be fair, the both of yous did. I'll just put out yous did. The two of you.
Yeah. No, because I'll tell you the truth. Me and Johnny turned up and we'll look through the door, the glass door from the bars, and you see everyone sat down and clapping. I think they were doing the own and loan jerseys, and I was like, "There's no way we are walking in right now," because we walked through that door, everyone just turns around and looks at us. I was like, "We're waiting until it all blows over." So we sat in the bar next door, had a couple of drinks, waited for it to finish, then he came through. So
they've seen the two stick out. There's Johnny and Craig, and
everybody's suited and booted. Everybody's suited and booted, and Garrigan and McBean rock up with t-shirt and jeans on.
I know. Everyone came up to us. "Do you not get the dress code?" I was
Who's the professional outfit?
I know. Yeah, it's funny. It's good.
Yeah, but it is, like we say, it is getting that more kind of professional setup, and you're saying that, how good the games are getting. There is, Kilmarnock and Senior and I every week on the podcast. We really advocate for our friends in Kilmarnock. Friends of the show. We really want them to win a game, at least one game in the season. And last season they did. Now they get pumped, but North Ayr, they lose most games. But the Rockets have played them a couple of times. Maybe 6-0, 6-1 wins away from home. Could be short bench, difficult ice rink to go into as well, just with bounces in the boards and stuff. Then you start looking further up the table. Solway could be a better outfit depending on what happens with this NIHL and the ice rink and stuff. Then you've got Paisley, Barry McKenzie, Craig Peacock, ex-Elite League boys. Then you've got the Kestrels, some former BNL guys in there. And then you've got Aberdeen, Rockets, Whitley, and Edinburgh, where they are all top teams. So it is a very tight league now. So for you coming into it, coming from the Elite League, what are you, what are you expecting from one yourself, but two, as now a Rocket? What are you expecting the team to do next season?
For myself, I think obviously in the Stars, I wasn't really the kind of guy to get any points or goals and stuff, but I'd like to think that will come when it comes to the Rockets. And I'm not being disrespectful to the S and all that, but there is a massive difference in level when it comes to Elite League. And obviously, of course, I'll be getting more opportunities, more ice time at the Rockets. So there's no reason why I can't be providing points. But again, I'll still keep doing what I normally do. I'll just play and do whatever I can to help the team win, whether it's on the penalty kill and stuff like that. And in terms of the team, I want to win all three. Really, that's what I was saying when I was watching. Because when I was watching the playoffs, I kind of wished I was out there a little bit. And you kind of. I'm friends with some of the guys in the Edinburgh team and stuff like that, and see some of the stuff on the social media because they won the first two cups, and it kind of. I've never played Edinburgh, but it still kind of lit fire in my stomach a little bit. So, I think why shouldn't a team like the Rockets be competing and coming for all three cups? Because I don't know what the league table finished, but we're not only a couple of points behind Edinburgh at the end. And then obviously the Scottish Cup, they lost to them in the semi, so it's like it could have turned the other way easily. You know what I mean? So they're just there and thereabouts for the three cups. So
when if the league table, we'd always say that there was. You probably think that the top three teams are the Rockets, the Caps, and potentially the Warriors. They were like the unknown that were coming in. But Kirkcaldy and Paisley and even Aberdeen were going to be the teams who decided who was going to win and lose that league.
Yeah, they're tricky teams.
For me, it was the Rockets away performance. There's the league table now. It ended up at 2 points, and I think the Rockets lost twice in Paisley.
Yeah,
and to me, that's what cost them it.
Yeah. I like to see that Scottish Cup semi-final. Overtime goal. It was just a break. Joe Lynch doing what Joe Lynch does, hangs about for a fast break on his own for a one-on-one with the goalie. So, but yeah, listen, Craig, I'm just going to throw it out there, okay, for you, and you certainly didn't need to answer this, but absolutely, you will get opportunities like to put your points up in the SNL, and for me, I think it's the fact that you did have, with the ice time that you did get with the Stars, there was always an opportunity for you. Like there was chances that maybe you didn't take, maybe it was an awkward bounce or whatever. But certainly with the ice time that you'll get and absolutely deserve to have with the Rockets, a lot more than what was given to you. You will put up points in that league. I've always said it that your ice time is very unfair with the Stars. Senior always said it, and we always just relied on your ice time going further and further up when we got into penalty trouble. Because you were fucking Mr. I'll block shots for fun. I still never know how Griffin Luce came out with the most blocks last season compared to yourself. It might have just been that the big dope got in the way of things and it wasn't actually he was blocking shots. But certainly, there's, for me, you will absolutely put points up in the SNL because, the more ice time that you deservedly have, you will get those opportunities. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you on the ice more again with the Rockets.
You touched on something there, Craig, right? And one question from me, right, is you say that the difference between the Elite League and the SNL is massive, right? How big is it? Like, everybody says it because all the fans that are on social media will be saying, for example, Rio Page. I'm a big fan of Rio Page, by the way, and I think he should be up with the Stars. It's great that he's with the Rockets. When he was on his two-way, still think he should have got more ice time. But I understand that if he went Elite League, Rio's not going to get 15 minutes, 20 minutes a game, right? But people honestly believe that some of these guys could go to the Elite League, step in, and just get 15, 20 minutes ice time. How difficult is it going from SNL to Elite League?
Well, I feel like, if you're one of the big players in the SNL, if you're one of the fastest players there, one of the top goal scorers, whatever you are in the SNL, if you're one of the top guys and you make that step up to the Elite League, the gap's just so big where, like, you're no longer the fastest player out there. You know what I mean? You're not faster than everyone else. You've almost got to keep up with everyone. And it's not just like your speed and how well you can score a goal or whatever. It's hockey, like your hockey brain as well. So you've got to think about these things. You've got to make smart plays. Because I feel like in the SNL, if you turn the puck over or whatever, it's all right, you'll kind of get it back. But if you turn the puck over in the Elite League on the blue line, a lot of times it'll go back the other way and it's in the back of your net and you're not getting back on the ice. It's a harsh reality. If you're a Brit, if you're a third or fourth line player, you're going to get punished more if you make a big mistake like that. And then if you're if you're a player coming up from the SNL, you're not going to get slotted into the first or second line. You're not. It's you know what I mean, because they're not as good as these top imports, but it's all about opportunity really. And if your team's rolling all four lines, because it really is, if the more ice time you get, the more like shifts you get out there, it does help your confidence. Because there's times where I played at the Stars and I was playing more, and I felt like I was playing better. Like even just touches on the puck, when you had the puck in your stick, like you felt more confident on the puck. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. But yeah, the gap is massive. The SNL is getting better. I've seen it over the years, but again, the Elite League's getting better every year. You see the signings that they're making every year, and that's what I see. Like people were comparing like last season's team to Jeff Mason's team. Obviously, in terms
Sorry,
of,
that was us.
no, I'm not saying like just you, but like in terms of like the standings, yeah. But like in terms of like the standard of the league, like the league's gotten better even since Jeff Mason's year. Like teams are signing ex NHL players, and you know, like Sheffield signed, was it Brett Ritchie or whatever? It's
Brett
like
Ritchie,
Yeah.
it's like what you know, I mean
He didn't do very much though, did he?
but until he played against us.
which tends to happen, doesn't it? Teams sign big players and they do nothing until they come up against the Stars, and it's like, fuck's sake, they've suddenly become this NHL player again. Craig, remind me, like you were you coached by Hutch?
No, I wasn't. No.
Craig's still a Bairn lad.
Yeah, okay, we'll say he is. We'll say he is.
No, well, on the presentation, that's the first time I actually spoke to Hutch.
Really?
So, yeah.
Right.
So,
what was Hutch? What was Hutch saying? I take it Hutch was trying to get you there, and
it wasn't even really like a full-on conversation. What happened is Stuart, I was at the bar and like Stuart was like, "I'm needing you for a photo," and
that photo
you saw it, yeah. So he's like, "I need you for a photo." I said, "Yeah, no bother." So I thought it was just a photo of him, eh? So I came over and there's like obviously the Rockets flag hanging from the ceiling, beside the dance floor. So then I'm standing over there and he goes to get Rab and he gets Hutchie as well. And I was like, oh God, what's happening here? So then he gets us all for a photo. And obviously I just met Hutchie there and he said, hi, how you doing? And he was like, happy to have you, stuff like that. And then Stuart grabbed a Rockets jersey and has got a photo of a Rockets jersey. I was like, everyone's eating and watching this photo go on. I was like, oh, what's going on? But it was funny. It was good.
And the best bit is, I still haven't seen the picture make social media today.
I know. So I don't know if you're using that now.
That was the one I was waiting on coming up, was that picture, but no, they didn't go with it, funnily enough.
Well, when they posted all the photos, the photographer posted all the photos on Facebook, I was like, oh, like, I wonder if it's on there. I was like, because if it's on there, it kind of gives it away. I swiped through it, it wasn't on there, so
it might come out. It might come out now. Now that the Rockets have announced you, now that you've came on with us, and it's sort of all about you signing for the Rockets. Maybe once all that's done, then maybe that photo will appear.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking back because I was speaking to Ingalls the other day, and I'd actually looked at Chris's age as well, and I thought, fucking hell. Well, we're speaking about we're speaking about past players, and we're speaking about Jeff Marshall. And I'd looked at it, and I couldn't believe it, that the year Marshy first sort of played for the Stars, Chris was 6 years old.
Yeah, that's mental. That's crazy.
I
remember watching it. Yeah, he was an unbelievable player. Yeah.
So it was Marshy, 2004, wasn't he?
2004, that's it.
I was only 13.
That's crazy, yeah.
Chris was 6 years old, and but he said that. He said he was, as he grew up watching ice hockey, he was the player that he watched all the time.
Yeah.
How does he know skate better then?
Well, he said he does. Believe it or not, he did say that, because I know he's definitely watching this. This is a guarantee.
He will watch it. He will watch it. Yeah.
That he actually said that he thinks he's a better skater going backwards than what he is going forwards, because Ed says that Jeff had always said that about himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ingy's comparing himself to Marshy.
Fuck. There's time when Chris gets going, he can fly like, and he's a big body, like he's a big boy.
Stop it! Stop!
Like,
no, didn't build him up.
He's like the boy Mendoza on the Mighty Ducks, and he gets going forward, he can't stop, and he'll just go into the board. Listen, this is just getting Chris back. Chris has been playing me and Senior off against each other on Messenger this week.
I told him I was
doing a shit.
Yeah,
totally still a wee bit of shit between me. So, but listen, it's great to have you on, and great to have you signing for the Rockets this year. I say I'm really looking forward to seeing you play that bit more. Craig, we've all known each other a long time. Watched you. I know Sam's a bit older, but watching you, Sam, and Chris all come through the juniors right the way up into the league.
I've got a confession to make, right? And Mark's at worst.
You seen his dad.
I used to watch his dad.
Yeah. So listen, it's good to see that you're still going to be playing next season in the SNL with the Rockets. A lot of Stars fans, actually, I say a lot. Most Stars fans were absolutely gutted to see that you were finishing the end of last season. But I think a lot more Stars fans, and I'm hoping a lot more Stars fans come along the Rockets games. We have seen a lot of Stars, and I see a lot of Stars fans turn up to the games and stuff as well. But I hope that more will come, because obviously, like yourself's going to be there. Rio's obviously back. Dennis is back, who was absolutely phenomenal for them last season. And I can only imagine he'll be just as good next season, because he wants to prove a point in trying to win all three as well. So I'm hoping that more people come along to see yourself and help, continue the support for the Rockets going forward. But listen, we'll look back now. 7 seasons with the Stars, a wee bit of time with the Panthers. We didn't like Nottingham, but we will speak about them just a little bit. Just how difficult was it to step away?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy decision. I think before, the season just passed. Like before that season, I kind of did think it was maybe going to be my last year. Because that thought of like what I'm going to do, like for work, when I'm going to start working, was always in the back of my head. I feel like once you have them kind of thoughts, you can't be fully 100%. I always gave 100%. Don't get me wrong, but like, and mentally, you know what I mean. So, I did. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I did. I was considering leaving. After last season, so before the season just passed. I was talking to the Milton Keynes down in the NIHL. Because obviously Tim Wallace is there. He's not there now, but Tim Wallace was there. And obviously he coached me when I was in Nottingham. So he would reach out to me in times. And obviously Jordan was down there as well. So there was conversations, but I feel like it wasn't really the right decision to obviously getting you to move down with me, just for one season as well. And I feel like I should probably have my last season at the Stars. So it wasn't an easy decision, but I was 100% sure on retiring from the Stars professionally anyway.
Yeah, and it's like you say, with the SNL and stuff, and even Cam spoke about with Cam retiring. You never know, he might be back in some shape or form, whether it's coaching or not. But Cam says that he's got his life back, and it's kind of the same with yourself. Although you're still playing hockey, you're stepping down from the elite league. That professional commitment of 2-3 training sessions a week, possibly 2-3 games at a weekend. So you do get your social life back. Like you say, you've got a wedding to kind of plan for. As well, Senior, I think we might get a wee invite to that now that he's been on the podcast, and get a wee cheeky invite. But yeah, like you said, you get your life back a little bit now.
Jeans on, we'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll know the real dress code that night. But yeah, like you say, you get your life back a little bit more now that you step away. But 7 years with the club. You've presentation this season as well. How many games is it, Craig?
I couldn't even tell you. It was 420 423 maybe. That's a guess.
Which in itself, you look at some of the players that have played for the Stars of names that you'll remember, and you'll remember BNL days, Jason Schmier coming into Elite League, Justin Farina.
Yeah.
There's massive names that have played for this club. Scott Young, Jan McKell, even seniors' favourite, Tidor Wynn. Big players, big names that have got nowhere near that feat of 400 plus games with the club. And it's an unbelievable achievement. So, like you say, that it's a difficult decision to make, to kind of step away from something you've known all your life is playing for the Stars, bar that wee time during COVID. But yeah, looking at that COVID time though, going to Nottingham, like such a surreal kind of time and what was going on in the world. But to get hockey back in your life again and go down and play what was still professional, there was only 4 teams in it, but some form of professional hockey. What was that like?
It was it was so nice to be back on the ice. And what was so weird, it was you kind of heard rumblings about them doing some sort of series. It was all up in the air. We didn't know how many teams there would be, how long, how it would work, obviously with the restrictions and stuff like that. And it was past it, obviously reached out to us and told us, because I think players had to basically make it aware that they were available for it.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of people were working now, and because they had to bring in money and stuff like that, and some people didn't want to stop working just for a 6-week tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee they're going to get that job back, and stuff like that. So you had to make it aware that you're available and put your name forward. And then they actually had a draft, which was like, it was so weird. Like, because I was watching it and I had a funny feeling that I was going to get picked. Pash, obviously, well, he's in Nottingham now, so he also had obviously connections with Nottingham beforehand. And again, obviously, Tim was there, so they chose me. And yeah, no, it was a great experience. I know there wasn't any fans and stuff like that, but just to have hockey again, and play for a team like Nottingham, because the arena. Obviously, we've played there as an away team, but being a home team with the home dressing room and all the, obviously Nottingham got the better perks because obviously it was in Nottingham, right? So no, it was great, and obviously winning it just topped it off. It was a good experience, and I'm really glad that I done it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and like you say, you're drafted. Well, geez, drafted by Nottingham. Even in that, 4 teams, there's still some top end imports playing that. Now, Craig, you'll know from with the Stars and stuff that we can't sign, well, we can't if they're willing to take a pay cut, but we can't sign as big imports like your Nottinghams, your Sheffields, Belfast, Cardiff sort of stuff. Yeah. So being in that kind of mini series with topper end imports as well, just how did it feel for you? How much did you learn from that experience to then bring back to the Stars, knowing that we were coming back out of restrictions and going back into a full-blown league again?
Yeah, it was honestly great experience and great for myself to bring back to Dundee. Yeah, there was obviously a lot of great imports, because obviously I think it was only 4 teams, so it's condensed. Yeah. It was a lot of players that came over from the Norway league, I think it was, because I think their league just got shut down because of COVID as well. So it was a lot. It wasn't just not players from Norway; it was Canadians that were playing in Norway, and like the top teams are really, really good players. And I just took that experience back with me. And I wasn't, obviously there was a big roster, so I wasn't actually playing every game. There were some games where I would get scratched, and obviously I was still playing 4th line minutes, but it was weird as well, because when we got to the knockout stages, it was a series. It wasn't just a 1-game knockout, which also was nice as well. So I don't think up to that point, I don't think I played any playoff games for the Stars. I don't think. I may be wrong, but having that experience of playing those kind of games in a kind of a playoff setting was a great experience for myself.
Yeah. As you say, you reckon it's something like 423 games or something for the Stars, right? A couple of questions. Best player you've played with?
Oh God, you're putting me on the spot.
Didn't say anything.
Best player.
I was going to wait to come towards the end of the show for those ones.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you time to think about it.
Well, I'll give you one just now. Recent memory, I'd say Valentini was up there. Just the way he had his patience on the puck. When he had the puck, he would slow the game down almost in the offensive zone, and yeah, he would just score goals for fun. He was a good player.
It's an interesting choice of words that you said there, with Valley, because a lot of fans didn't like him, right? And it didn't matter what he did. They would always say, "Oh, look at him! He's slow, he's lazy," and yet you look at his points when he played for the Stars, and you look at what he's done since he left the Stars, and a lot of people are now saying, "I wish we can get him back."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I know.
So it's interesting. It's interesting to hear a teammate's choice of words for him. That he was patient, he would slow the game down, and then within seconds, bang, something happens from it compared to fans where he's lazy and slow.
Yeah, I think when you're like offensively gifted like that and like you put up a lot of points, every team has players that maybe they won't. But I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Maybe you won't back check as hard. Maybe like defensively, he's not as good. But like, if you're wanting him to change his game, you're almost sacrificing some of his points and stuff like that. So you need to have players like that can win you games essentially.
I totally agree with you. I was like that with Valley, that I would always say I would let the other four guys work harder defensively, and allow him to be the top guy as the forward to either score or create chances for others.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, he played with Nasser, didn't he, on the same line? Is that correct?
Yeah, it was Valley, Nass, and Hamzy, I think.
Yeah, so like Nasser and Hamzy, like you know how they play. They play hard. Oh, I'm not saying Valley doesn't play hard, but like Hamzy, he plays as hard. He's as hard as they come. Like he'll be in the corners. He'll muck it up. I love how dirty he is. Like all the boys love it. And that that line works so well because them guys worked so hard. And when Valley had the puck on his stick, he was patient with it. He didn't rush the pass. He made the plays at the right times. And obviously Nasser had an amazing season. So did Hamzy.
Yeah. So no sitting on the fence on this one then, and you can't use Ingles because we all know it's him.
Okay.
Who's the worst player you've played with at the Stars?
I can't do that. God.
Nah. Okay, Ingles.
I'll say Ingles then.
Yeah. We've had a few characters over the years though. I'm now coming into the teammates section, right? And I purposely never told you about this because I wanted to see your initial reactions with it when we asked you.
God.
You've had some characters. Who's been the biggest joker in that change room over the 7 seasons?
Oh God. Biggest joker. If I'm going way back, I loved Mags. He was very vocal in the change room at that point. And it was my first couple of seasons at the Stars. I sat beside him. I was just in the old corner stall, and he was beside me, and we would always have a laugh and a joke and that. And he's one of the guys that was like always wanted the team to do stuff in our spare time as well, because again, it's not all about going out and having a drink and stuff like that, but them kind of things does help a team come together and stuff like that. So I love the time when Mags was here, and he was always up for a laugh. So I'd say Mags, and then obviously I'd say Hamzy as well. I got really well with Hamzy. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. Most intelligent.
Most intelligent.
And this doesn't have to be hockey. This could just be how smart somebody was, because we've had a few on uni deals and stuff. So,
I might is the first person that springs to mind, and this is gonna make his head massive if he sees this. I'd say Cheese. Honestly, he feels like.
Now we know Jarrett listens into this, so
Yeah, you know what? Maybe he says some things sometimes, and you're just like, what the hell are you saying? But like, you could tell he is smart. Like, he's obviously been to university and stuff like that. And I don't know what else I'm maybe thinking. I don't know. I'd say Cheese probably.
See, I get that, because even when the way he speaks, he even speaks as if he's really, really clever.
Yeah, he's very well spoken, and yeah,
love Cheese. Least intelligent.
I hate saying this. Sorry, Johnny, but it's been a.
I knew it was going to be Johnny. I knew it. Well, you can't pick yourself, can you?
Yeah, I'd be next up probably. But Johnny's hilarious. Again, he was beside me. Actually, I'd tell you who's a close second. Cameron and Kylie. Oh my god, because them two are next to me, and they're both my boys. But some of the things they would just sometimes they would say something, or like would have a meeting, and Mark would talk about all these things, and or if like it would have like the time on the board for the bus and stuff like that, and it would be like a day later or like an hour later, and like Beano would be like, oh, so what time are we leaving for Manchester or something like that? And I was like, are you actually like, where have you been the past hour? It's funny because we give it to each other. It's funny, but I'd probably say Beano and Cam.
Yeah, we don't talk about Cam too much on this podcast.
I know. I know some people aren't a fan of Cam's, but he's a great guy. A great teammate.
I think the thing for me, Craig, was that I gave him a bit of a tough time coming when we went kind of into the season. We went on a really bad run when Cam started getting dropped lines. I think he ended up on the fourth line at one point. He got benched one game, and he ended up on the fourth line.
Yeah, he was on a line.
His way back up.
He was on a line with me for poor him, but yeah, I know. But nah, and the thing is, like, Cam's the first guy. Yeah, well, that's it. When he's not necessarily playing to his best ability, he's the first guy, to let himself know. He knows that he holds himself accountable. So, I've got nothing but bad things to say about Cam. I know other people have different views about him, but as personally, because obviously I spent every day with him. He's one of my close friends.
The start of the season, him and Yama on pre-season, then the Challenge Cup, tremendous together.
Yeah.
And then there was a spell where nothing was going right, and I was very critical of him. And then his game actually really picked up again towards the season.
Yeah.
And I actually genuinely think his game picked up when he was being a little rat, like when he would wind players up.
So funny.
Laugh in his face. He just laughs at them, and it winds them up even more. Like, that's the Cam Kylie we needed every single game to get a reaction, because he actually played a lot better.
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes there's been times where he's like maybe like speared someone on the way past to the bench or something, and like there was a time when I was in Nottingham and he speared someone, and the boy was coming after him, and I was on the ice at the same time as him, and we got to the bench. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, what you done? He was like, I just speared him. So ever since then, every time he does something to wind the other team up, he comes to the bench, and I just look at him, and he just immediately looks for me for a reaction, because we just start laughing. It's just so funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so
brilliant.
I think he loves it as well. He likes that.
Yeah, because as Junior alluded to there, when Hunt came in and he started winding Garrett Hunt up, and I'm thinking, you've maybe picked on the wrong guy here, but I absolutely love it.
Oh, it's
love
funny,
it.
yeah.
It's so funny, and Hunt's getting angrier and angrier, and Cam's getting funnier and funnier, and you just think, oh my God, if he's going to absolutely kill you.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think Cam knows that he would absolutely kill him, But like, I'm pretty sure they played together as well. And the funny thing is, they actually know each other. But he said like the one thing he said about Hunt, he said that like Hunt's like a great guy off the ice and as a teammate. But I think what he said was, as soon as he puts his skates on, he turns into an absolute psychopath. As soon as he starts them on. But, I mean, like everyone apart from Fife hates Hunt, right? Like fans and stuff like that because of the way he acts. But you would kind of like a team like that to some extent, a player like that on your team. If we had him on the Stars team, every single Stars fan would love him. You know what I mean? Because he played.
That's what happens.
He's the ultimate team player. He is the ultimate team player, but he's a liability.
Yeah, you might get a lot of penalties and stuff like that in the wrong times and stuff like that. But the one thing about him, he will back up anyone and stick up for anyone. You saw that, you know what I mean? And that's you kind of need that in your team. So
yeah, definitely.
Because again, we touched on when we were speaking to Chris during the week, and he said that because we're speaking about next season and what was going on, he says, I hope we get a team of shite bags. And that's like Garrett Hunt. Hunt came in and done what he done. Lucic maybe know as much as what they thought they were going to get from him, but come in and behave like a couple of shite bags. And if we had a couple of shite bags like that, we'd be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, that's the one thing I say. Like every team has one player like that or so, but the one team that we always had a few of them was Cardiff. They always have players that no matter what will step in. And see, when you go and play before you play Cardiff, you're like, you're coming out of that game sore because they play hard. Like the way they play as well, and the type of players they have, they're a tough team to play.
Yeah, definitely. 3 more for your teammates, right?
Okay.
Worst dress sense. And clearly not you and Johnny after the Rockets Awards night.
Well, oh God. How would I think about that? I'm not too sure. It's hard to tell because the imports that come over, they all have different dress sense than what they have here. A lot of them come in with like dress trousers and like say even just like a polo, but none of them will do like the top button and stuff like that. There's a lot of times I'd have the top button and I was unbutton it, stuff like that. I don't know. I've been chucked a couple of times for my dress sense, so I'll put myself.
Okay. Worst taste in music.
I'm sorry, I have to put cheese again.
Really?
Sometimes he gets on the mic and it's like because Beaner, Justin Bean, he was on the Ox last season, so he had good music. I liked his music, but probably cheese.
Cheese. Okay.
Actually, no, sorry. Let me change that. Kit Kat. Kit Kat's always got someone on the TV when we come in, and he always puts, I can't remember the name of the song. It's like Feed Your Head or something. And he plays the same song every time. I think he deliberately just puts it on. He knows the guys are coming on. And he puts it on. And it's the same song every time we come in. So, Kit Kat.
Kit Kat is. Right, your final one. Who's the drill kill? Because we have an answer.
See, I would have said. To be fair, I don't think there was any big guys that would kill the drills a lot this season. Again, I would resort back to Beaner and Cam. There's times where like they would do a mistake in the drill, or like they were first up for the drill and they wouldn't know what they were doing. So, because like again, sometimes it like I go back to what they said. Sometimes they don't know like what's going on, or like they must have been like looking up the ceiling or something, or not paying attention, and they'd be like, after we go away from like the board, they're like, oh, what's happening? Like you go first, kind of thing. So there's been a couple of instances.
It makes me wonder how they two have actually made their life in ice hockey. What
Ah,
time
it's
do we
funny.
have to be there? What's the drill?
It's funny. But then a lot of guys do that as well. So it's not just them two, but I'm probably just picking on them because they're like two.
Because you're
yeah, so
yeah. I've got one, right? Because I've had a message sent to me, right, to ask you a question. Do you get called Juice Boy?
Oh no, who is that? Who is that?
We can't reveal sources on the podcast.
I mean, it's either Chris or again, Cam was giving it to me about that. I think this season, the past few seasons, I don't think I'd lost ever, and then this season, I want to say I went through a phase where I think I lost about 3 Juice Boys in about 5 weeks or something, and I was like, "This is not on." I was like, so the boys kept giving it to us.
So, senior,
I think it was 6 weeks in a row or something.
That's a lie.
Senior, explain this for everyone.
Right. So the explanation is that at the end of training, everybody's on penalty shots. Is that right, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah. And whoever loses has got to buy the juice for everybody at the next training session.
Yeah. So you just keep going until yeah.
And we were given a message saying, ask him about the juice. Ask him why he gets called Juice Boy. They also said there might be other stories, but the two of you might get to jail.
That'll be Chris then, I'm assuming. You said the two of us, so he must be involved in that.
Brilliant. But thanks for your teammates there, Craig. But yeah, listen, you alluded on it. Last season wasn't great, and it wasn't a great way for yourself to go out. But we started off unbelievably. You know, we were effectively 2 points away from finishing top of the Challenge Cup group, and then from there, I don't know. You might be able to allude to. I don't know if maybe pressure of that opportunity maybe got in the heads or whatever, but everything then just went downhill from there. And thankfully, didn't finish bottom. We allowed Fife to do that for 2 years running. But what, you know, in your view, what went wrong last year from the highs?
Fife must be pretty strong holding the league up for the last 2 seasons.
He's sitting here alone. I can say that now. I can't get in the trouble for that.
It's a joke. But no, the start of the season was unbelievable. You know, beating Belfast. I don't know how many times we beat them, and obviously we were buzzing at the start of Challenge Cup. What I will say was, I think we were catching, you know, Belfast. We were catching them a little bit. I feel. Well, this is how I feel, but they were also dealing with Champions Hockey League and stuff like that. So they were playing midweek games at Champions Hockey League, and I wouldn't say necessarily it was fatigue, but I feel like it's quite a difference in like style of play and stuff like that. Obviously, they're playing like these big European teams and stuff like that, and then they're going back to playing us, which is probably more of a North American style of hockey. And maybe obviously, and again, it's the start of the season, so maybe they were still kind of getting used to that. I think that's maybe why we had a good start, and obviously a lot of teams are still trying to figure out their lines and stuff like that. So maybe that's why we started off well. And yeah, the season obviously wasn't great. It's probably a season to forget. But yeah, I still enjoyed my time at the Stars. But yeah, that's probably the only kind of thing I could think of. Again, you do have injuries. There was times where we had a lot of injuries, and the Ward family done what they could to bring in reinforcements and stuff like that. But ultimately, the season was almost out of reach by then.
But it's onwards and upwards now, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. With the new ownership coming in, and I'm glad the Wards are still involved, helping the club out, because with the new ownership coming in, it's a lot for them in terms of like visas, because obviously Debbie deals with the visas and getting the flights and getting the guys over, and obviously accommodation and stuff like that. Like, fans seem to forget a lot of stuff that they all do. They do a lot of stuff for the club, the Ward family. So I think them staying is great for the new ownership, because it helps the transition, for them coming in. They're not having to basically do everything themselves. The new ownership, they'll help them move in, and then I don't know what the Ward's family is, but their plans are. But say a couple of years down the line, if they do eventually want to step away fully, then obviously the new ownership can step in. And it can't get any worse than last season. And I'm looking forward to see how they do. I'll be checking the scores all the time, and when I can come along, I'll come watch the boys play. And I'm looking forward to see how they do.
Had you heard of the coach that they announced?
No, not gonna lie, I haven't heard of him. I watched his interview. I think I watched the first 10 minutes or so. I have to go back and watch it, to be fair. But he seems he's very well spoken. He looks like seems like a really nice guy. So
that's
I'm
what I took out of it. That very well spoken. He certainly seems to know his stuff.
Yeah.
I also believe he's got a coach. He's actually got a book out. He's actually
he's wrote a book, so he must know what he's talking
coaching. So yeah,
it's impressive.
He's certainly on paper, and from listening to him, it certainly he sounds impressive. So
yeah,
I'm just not. I'm hoping that I've just not put him sort of on a pedestal. Of overachieving, because it's going to be difficult. Anybody I think that comes in, and you'll know this, Craig. Anybody that's going to come in and either coach or play for the likes of the Stars or the Flyers, it's a big job.
Yeah,
because of money, and it's not like we had issues last year with injuries, as you say. We're going and we signed Zach Taylor and Quinn Ryan, right? And I really like Zach Taylor. I was speaking to Ingy about Taylor. I really like Taylor.
Yes,
but Belfast will not go and sign like a Zach Taylor or a Quinn Ryan. Like you said at Sheffield will go and sign an ex-NHLer when things are going bad.
Yeah, I know.
And that is levels, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big ask when you come into a team like Dundee or Fife. I'm not saying like Dundee or Fife, but realistically, wages wise, money wise in the club, and obviously club stature, there is a massive gap. And obviously the new ownership coming in, you'd like to hope that they're going to put more money into the team, because obviously I feel like the gap in between us, the bottom teams, and the top four, so to say, has gotten bigger the last couple of years, I feel. And it is a big ask. Also, trying to sell Dundee to players like the City and stuff like that. Obviously, I feel like Dundee's quite a good place to play. You've got, obviously, in terms of like, there's a lot of bars, there's a lot of restaurants. You've got the Perth Road and stuff like that, and it's all walking distance from the apartments. And obviously the ice rink's very close as well. So I feel like Dundee is quite a good place to sell to players. Again, it's also hard to compete with the top teams, because the likes of Sheffield, Belfast, Nottingham, they've got these big arenas, even Manchester now. So they're going to be bringing in all these ticket sales, all these season tickets. And I saw, obviously, the season ticket prices went up for the Stars this year, but I kind of get it. I understand the frustration, because no one wants to see the prices go up for anything. Like, but the price is going up for literally diesel, everything, housing. And that's the thing, like, they have to pay for housing. The price is going up for that. Flights, your visas, all the prices go up. So I understand that the price has gone up for season tickets because at the end of the day, Dundee, say, we're pushing about 2,000 on average, maybe, for games. So for Stars to compete, even just compete against the big teams, you're probably going to have to get more money in the club, right? To spend on these players. That's the way I see it. Because, like you say, I think Belfast is probably the cheapest season ticket, but they bring in how many thousands to get. You know what I mean? So it's, I completely get it.
I always look at when Sheffield play Nottingham, and you look at the crowds then, and there was one weekend they played, and I think it was United were at home, and I'll be honest, it was somebody even like Hibs or someone like that.
Yeah.
And there was more people at Sheffield than Nottingham.
See, that's mental. It's crazy.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And it was someone like 9,500, 10,000 people watching Sheffield and Nottingham. And they were, and that goes to show the level when they're competing with Scottish Premiership football teams.
Yeah,
you can imagine the money that's going into the clubs from that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's good for the league, but again,
we
need to close that gap. I think it's just
no, definitely. But Craig, a final word from yourself. Final words for Stars fans listening in.
No, I just want to say thank you for all their support throughout the years. I touched on it at the awards night. In Dundee, they really make it heard that fans in Dundee really love their local players and their Brits, and I felt that through my 7 seasons. The continued support and turn up to every game when we're not doing so well. It doesn't go unnoticed, and just thank you so much, and obviously to the club as well. I want to say thank you to the whole Dundee Stars organisation, obviously everyone there, the Ward family. He's done so much for me over the seasons. It really doesn't go unnoticed, and I won't be a stranger. I'll still come around to hockey games, and they've helped me out so many times, and whenever I needed something, they were always there. And I really do feel part of the Dundee Stars family. So thank you so much and for everything.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of it, a message for the Rockets fans.
Yeah, to the Rockets fans, I'm sure some of them are Dundee Stars fans and Rockets fans, but I'm sure there's some that are also just Rockets fans. So no, I'm just looking forward to seeing you all at Dundee Ice Arena. I can't wait to get started again. Just experiencing a new team, playing with old teammates and guys that I've grew up with, and I'm looking forward to a new challenge and hopefully winning silverware, hopefully competing for all 3. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone turn up to the games, and really excited.
Come on, the Rockets.
Come on, the Rockets.
Let's go.
But listen, Craig, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. You're on a half day now, so you've got the rest of the day to yourself. Go and enjoy it. It is sunny. I'm going to enjoy the sun. I don't know what it's like over Dundee way, but certainly in Arbroath it's nice and sunny. So
it's probably pushing down in 5 minutes or something.
It's not too bad. I've just texted his dad and says that's us finished. So you might be back to work soon.
No, he said to me yesterday. He's like, oh, so when you go for the podcast, he's like, just don't bother coming back because I'm only just doing little bits. I was like, all right, fine, sounds. And then today he was like, so what are you doing after your podcast? Kind of like thinking I was going to come back. I was like, well, you told me I'm taking the half day, so that's it.
I've made plans, sorry.
Yeah.
But no, listen, Greg, we've wanted to get you on for ages now, 30 years and stuff, to get a chat with you about hockey. But it's great that, again, you're still going to be involved in the Rockets, still going to be involved in Dundee hockey. So we wish you all the best for the season. We'll see you at the games, and who knows, we might get you back on again before the end of the season for maybe a wee Rockets special before maybe an Edinburgh game and chirp wee Smithy and all that a wee bit. So we'll get to them a wee bit. But no, thanks again. But listen, that's our show done. Thanks to Craig and obviously joining up with the Rockets and allowing us to get Craig on the show as well. Senior, we'll maybe be back in a few weeks' time, maybe with another.
Yeah.
We'll
see what happens.
We will try and get another special guest on the show.
Yes.
Anyway, enjoy the rest of your week, folks, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Thanks, guys.